Good morning, everybody. For the next few weeks, I thought I would discuss some of the oils that have been founded and sourced here from Australia and the Australian bushlands. So the first one I thought we'll discuss is a well-known one of eucalyptus oil. So eucalyptus oil was first distilled on the banks of the Dandenong Creek near the Dandenongs, not too far from here in Melbourne. They're about 40 minutes from Melbourne. In 1854 by Joseph Bossito. Now, by the 1880s, the eucalyptus oil industry was in full swing. Together with Alfred Felton and Frederick Grimwade, they created the Eucalyptus Mallee Company, which still produces eucalyptus oil as well as lavender oil and a few other oils here today, under the name of Bossito's, or more commonly known as the Thursday Island plantation oils. So you would have seen them. So for those who do shop for their aromatherapy oils, you would see them in quite a few chemists around Australia. Now, eucalyptus oil was in huge demand during World War I to help control the meningitis and the influenza outbreak in 1919. Nowadays, sadly, only 5 to 10% of eucalyptus oil is now made in Australia. The main production countries are now China, Spain, Portugal, South Africa and Chile. And that's quite sad, really, seeing as eucalyptus oil is so synonymous with Australia. So there are certain brands that do produce here in Australia, and I am a stickler for it. So one of my favourites is the Leonardi Laboratories. They make their oils here in Australia. Thursday Island Plantation actually makes them just not about 10 minutes from me, actually, from where I live. And you've also got another company called Aroma. They also produce here in Australia too. So if you are Australian, you could try and buy from those brands, then at least you know that they are coming from eucalyptus productions here in Australia. Now, eucalyptus oil is anti-inflammatory, it's antiseptic, it's antiviral, it's astringent, it's a decongestant, and it's a diuretic. It can help with headaches, colds, flu, sinus infections, bronchitis. It's also a very effective insect repellent and can be used to treat burns, blisters, cuts, and wounds. It's also known to help clear lung phlegm and wind heat, which is Chinese medicine, I believe. It can also, with the help of a qualified massage therapist, it can help with lymph drainage. Eucalyptus oil is a highly effective disinfectant. In fact, it's something I use. I don't just use disinfectant in regards to health. I actually use it as a disinfectant around the house. I generally mix it with a few drops with some white vinegar or apple cider vinegar and a water mixture. So if I'm mopping my floors, it's 1 cup white vinegar to 2 cups water, and then I add a few drops of eucalyptus oil in that, and that's what I use to mop my floors with. I also will use it to clean my benches with a similar mixture. Obviously, you dilute the vinegar and the water. So basically it's 1 part vinegar to 2 parts water. So you just obviously create as much as you need for what it is you're cleaning. But I'll clean my benches with it. I'll mop my floors with it. I will clean my toilet with it, my shower, my bathroom. So I do actually use this quite a lot. When it comes to just cleaning, and because it does have that really good disinfectant quality about it. And the other thing I will also do, because when it's diffused, it kills airborne bacteria. So I will, actually got it here, I don't have it plugged in so I can pull it up. My diffuser here with, I'll usually do a mixture of eucalyptus, tea tree and other Australian oil in here as well, and diffuse it in the air to help disinfect the air from airborne bacteria in the home. Now, it can help with your spiritual practices and in your meditation. It can help with spiritual awakening and can aid in emotionally charged situations by helping to restore balance in those situations. If you spray it around your basements or in your crawl spaces in your ceilings, it will help to actually keep away mice, rats, and other pests. As it turns out, mice and rats and other lovely little creatures like that don't like the smell of eucalyptus. Eucalyptus oil is also a great purifier and helps to clear negativity and helps to heal emotions after a dispute, and can help to release sorrow within the body too. Now the only thing is, it is quite a strong oil, and there have been some studies conducted on in regards to children. So I would avoid using the oil directly onto a child, unless you're obviously blending it in with a base oil of, coconut oil, avocado, jojoba, sweet almonds, something like that, as it can cause respiratory failure in a child. So that's the only warning I would have with eucalyptus oil, is just do be mindful of not putting it directly onto a child. Obviously, if you're using something like your Vicks Vapor Rub, that's fine, because it's already been diluted down to a useful amount of eucalyptus to help. And same with your eucalyptus throat lozenges, same thing. It's already been diluted down so that it is healthy for you to digest. But if you're just grabbing the eucalyptus oil straight off the shelf to pop on a child, please don't. I would avoid doing that unless you're diluting it down into one of the base carrier oils, and I'd only pop in probably 2 or 3 drops into that mixture to rub onto the child. But other than that, it is a wonderful oil to utilize around the house when it does come, especially coming into this cold and flu season, especially seeing as now those of us who live in Melbourne are back in lockdown. It is a very useful oil to have around, just to keep the air disinfected, to keep your home disinfected. And it's also a really nice, pleasant smelling oil, and it's synonymous with the Australian bush. So yep, so that's just a bit of information on probably the most well-known, I suppose. I suppose there's a bit of a debate whether it be this one or tea tree that's the most well-known of the Australian oils. But yeah, so that's a little bit of information on the first of the Australian oils that we will cover over the next few weeks. I hope you find this information helpful, and we'll chat soon. Bye!